Lockheed wins the $65 billion contract to build the next generation fighter jet. U.S. soldiers face armed Iraqis in what was supposed to be a safe haven for refugees. Despite Kuwaiti denials, new charges that Palestinians are tortured in Kuwait. This is the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting. Good evening. The U.S. Air Force picked Lockheed today for one of the largest defense contracts ever. At stake, billions of dollars and thousands of jobs to build the fighter jet of the 21st century. But questions are being raised about whether the U.S. needs it or can afford it. Jim Stewart has our report.
And here's the winner, the YF-22, nicknamed Lightning II, a fighter so quick it can fly virtually on its side at supersonic speeds. The workers at Lockheed were jubilant upon hearing their plane had won over Northrop's YF-23.
We're very happy and, looking forward to building the finest airplane in the world.
The Air Force praised both planes, but said in the end it came down to a matter of cost.
I think the answer to that's yes. That combination, they were the low bid.
The program has an estimated $65 billion price tag for 650 planes, which won't be in service until the year 2002. Lockheed attributed its win to a more thorough testing program.
In the flight test program, we said we wanted to have an agile airplane. We went out, we tested it and flew it and demonstrated. The competition did not.
The competition began 5 years ago when the Air Force spelled out its needs. It wanted a plane that was more agile and less visible to radar.
In World War I, whoever had the best eyesight got the most kills. Today, it's whoever has the most effective radar gets the most kills.
It wanted a fast plane, but one capable of super cruise speed for longer ranges. And it wanted a plane easier to maintain than the F-15 Eagle it replaces.
We need to be able to deploy it to regional conflicts with half the support that it takes to deploy a squadron today.
Conflicts like the Persian Gulf, where air supremacy provided the key to victory.
I think the Gulf War just showed this country that the military planners knew what they were doing.
No matter who builds it, critics argue the United States is so far ahead in stealth technology, the Soviets so far behind, and the size of the defense budget so much smaller that we don't need a new fighter.
The kinds of threats we're likely to face are more of the Iraq-type regional scenarios where the capability will be lower and where we clearly have the capability to counter it, even with Soviet equipment in the hands of the adversary.
One company's gain today, however, could be an industry's loss. This is the last great defense contract of the century, and analysts believe that those aerospace firms that don't share in it could find themselves out of the fighter plane business. Jim Stewart, CBS News, the Pentagon.
Supposed Iraqi policemen carrying AK-47s were allowed to intimidate an area around a Kurdish refugee camp in northern Iraq again today. Why and how this was allowed to happen remains clouded in upper reaches of the Bush administration. U.S. Marines building the refugee camp are asking again that the weapons-carrying Iraqis be removed. David Martin begins our coverage.
Armed Iraqis could still be seen today in what is supposed to be a safe haven zone for Kurdish refugees. The Iraqis don't interfere with the Marines responsible for protecting the refugees once they come down from the mountains to this camp, but the Marines themselves will tell you this area is not yet safe.
Last night there was a lot of automatic weapons fire in the town. We heard it for several hours, so there's some fighting here.
None of the firefights have involved the Marines, so presumably the shooting is between Kurds and the Iraqi army. Violence and the threat of violence by Iraqis calling themselves policemen are undermining the relief effort, which depends on convincing the Kurds it is safe to come out of the mountains.
Well, they're obviously very worried. They know that the police are in town. They are very leery about the security situation.
U.S. officials say there are far more police than needed for a town this size, and local residents say the police only showed up in the past 2 days.
What they're doing is they're standing their ground. They brought more police into